Hey everybody, welcome. We just talked about that sweat shit for 20 minutes. Hopefully AJ cut out 10 minutes of it to where it is somewhat decent to listen to.
Hear me out. What if I started the episode right now and I just said, "Hello everybody, welcome to Spiritual Successor, a comedy video game design podcast where we take your horrible, nasty, rancid ideas from all over the internet and turn them into the next AAA titles." Blake
I have to say that's dumb.
myself.
No, I have to say that's dumb because that's a fun talk. Sweat bucket is a pretty fun talk, admittedly.
Hold on, wait, I wasn't there yet. Let me try again.
All right.
What if I started the episode right now? Hello everybody, and welcome back to Spiritual Successor, a comedy video game design podcast where we take your horrible, nasty, stinky ideas from all over the internet and turn them into the next AAA titles. I'm your host AJ Hart.
And I am your other host, Blake Rea.
And we have just spent the last 20 minutes talking about video games, a sweat-based judging system, and the idea that Naughty Dog is farming people's sweat to help stack the decks in the video game awards. I'm not certain if any of that was particularly funny, so we're just going to leave it on the cutting room floor. Blake, would you like to start the podcast with the first submission of the show?
I don't know, man. I think there's some good shit in there, but we'll figure it out.
Blake, it's 20 minutes. It is 20 minutes worth of stuff that I don't think was particularly worth keeping. I want to start the episode from here. And this is a wild sentence and not a bit. I want to abandon. We came into this with having no idea what the intro of our show is going to be. It became a hot mess. I want to leave it there. Please. I'm so much happier now.
Alrighty, this one comes to us on People are gonna text us and be like, "Hey, what the fuck was that sweat bit? What
Please
are you
tell us
talking
about how Naughty Dog stole all the sweat from the gamers."
You can't just tell us about that and then leave it alone. You can't do that.
No, because the alternative is leaving the 20 minutes of that hot shit in the episode. And I'm not doing that either. This is the better, unless you want to start the whole thing over and just blank slate it.
No. Let's just jump in. Please forgive us, everybody. We're recording at 11 o'clock at night, and we're both at post-Christmas weekend. So we're a little bit zany. This one comes to us on Reddit from Gray Zephyr at 87. The Dark Frogger reboot nobody wanted. AJ, Frogger game is about a frog trying to get their way across the street, avoiding traffic, hooking up with other frogs to get powers, and to
what?
Yeah, I think if I remember, it's been a long time since I've played Frogger, but if you find a purple and light blue frog, you actually gain its power or something.
Oh my god, you're talking about Frogger CD, aren't you?
No, I think this is OG Frogger, dude. This is
because OG Frogger was just the game where you jumped across the street.
No, you get powers, dude. You get You don't get powers, but you get, if you collect it, it's like the cherry in Pac-Man. It doesn't do anything for you. It just gives you a bonus of points. So it's just a little collectible that makes it a little bit harder.
Are you thinking about the PlayStation 1 Frogger game?
No, dude, this is just a little pickup. It's nothing crazy, but here's the thing. Let's circle back to the point I was going to try and make, and then we can figure out how to jazz that shit up.
No, I thought Frogger was just like the arcade cabinet game where you jumped across the street. I know there have been other Frogger games. We all know Frogger the Great Quest. on PlayStation 2.
Dude, Frogger was it was like Pac-Man. The levels get harder, but they got to throw in the point of putting in a pickup is so you have to risk yourself to go get it, making the game more complicated.
I don't remember pickups in Frogger.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure because I watched a Let's Play not too long ago. I couldn't say which version they were using, but it looked like an old 8-bit arcade cabinet version. But
Wild.
So the thing with Frogger is you die a lot. You either fall off a log, you get run over by a car, something comes and eats you, or whatever. Where does Frogger go when he dies? Pitching.
Heaven.
So
All frogs go to heaven.
Wait, AJ, oh my god, you just gave me the idea of a lifetime. Dante's Inferno, but it's Frogger. So the Frogger dies, has to go through all 8 circles of hell so he can circle back and go to heaven. So you have to do Frogger, but each level or each area or realm is a different circle of hell. So you have the first one, which is Limbo, and then you gotta, like, I guess take maybe like each level ends with some sort of, I want to say boss battle, but it's not like you're attacking them. You just have to go up against somebody that's like maybe flipping the environments around you, or just causing like the logs to go off course or something like that. I'm just trying to think of something.
Do you think that frogs are judged by the same biblical sins that we are?
That's a can of worms I don't want to open, because it sounds
a frog would definitely
really
want to open that. You're not thinking like a frog. Let's think like a frog for a minute.
You're telling me Frogger would wax poetic and the meaning of life and what is sin?
No, you're getting way ahead of me. I'm proposing just the idea that frogs do not follow the same morality system that we do, and as such, frogs have a completely different set of sins.
Okay, so I mean, you're onto something there. But I want to build up.
You're right. We can't just do like, the frog's in the 7 layers of hell. No, the frog is in the 7 layers of frog hell, which are different.
Okay, how familiar are you with like Dante's Inferno or like the Divine
Not at
Comedy?
all. I'm also not super familiar with frogs either.
Hold on.
But I think we can all agree on some like things that frogs should not do, right? Like one thing that I believe should go send a frog straight to frog hell is being mean. All frogs are nice. We know this. All frogs are nice.
I don't know, man. I've had frogs like be mean to. Well, actually, I was gonna.
Oh yeah, and what's he gonna do? Gum you to death? That's adorable. Frogs can't be mean. They can't be mean. There's never been a mean frog. And if there were, it would go to frog hell.
Okay. So, but here's the thing. This is supposed to be gritty, AJ. This isn't supposed to be like this. Whatever, like when Frogger dies, and like that's the opening. Actually, it would be a funny example. What's that anime that was like super popular for like a month and then it died? It was a idol anime.
Narrows it down, brother.
No. You're right. Let me elaborate more. It was an idol anime, but the main girl within like the first 30 seconds of the anime dies and is hit by a car, but then she's resurrected.
Zombie girl idol.
Yeah, the zombie
anime.
girl idol thing. So what I'm wondering is if it's just like it starts off like that, where it's cute, adorable, like you think this Frogger's a really nice person and like all this stuff, and then they just get wrecked by a car, and it's just this very hollow, just scary scene, and then they wake up in hell, and then you're finding out as the player like all of the sins that this Frogger has done. This frog has done, and I don't know this. Oh God! I just hit my. Oh shit!
The second frog scene is tax fraud.
It's tax frog.
The third frog scene is not celebrating leap year.
Okay. What would be the frog version of the Catholic Church, AJ? Would it just...
I don't know. It'd probably be like the normal Catholic Church, except they don't dress in.
We can't do like a story about hell and there not be like some religious overtones, right? Actually, no, wait, no, fuck that. We actually can drop that because like you can definitely do an underworld
because frogs don't go to
style.
church.
Well, actually, frogs don't go to church. Because you could do like. What's that one game?
Conker's Bad Fur Day.
What?
I don't know. You said that one game and I had absolutely nothing to go off of, so I just said the first one that came to my mind.
Was
that helpful?
No, it was not at all. It's not at all.
Well, I'll tell you what. Neither was the sentence, what's that one game?
I'm sorry, AJ, it was a rhetorical question. I was like, I'm just saying that to get my mind going. It's like somebody saying, fuck. It's like to buy you an extra beat of brain time because bro, I'm here. It has been a long Christmas weekend. I'm sitting in my room. My cat is yelling at me, and I'm just trying to get my brain here. Just trying. I'm trying real hard, bro. But
Are you ready for another game idea?
Sure.
I mean, unless you had like some game design ideas here. Right now, we're just talking about like ha 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 yee hee hee frog religion, which isn't a video game. It's the thing.
Okay, let me sum it up in like 2 sentences. So basically, it's a standard Frogger game. You have to cross the river Styx. If you touch the water at all, basically your soul's gone and whatever. You know what'd be cool is your frog is actually a skeleton frog, and its eyes, or like the inside of its skull, has a little purple flame in it. So that's a fun little character design.
Oh,
And
like Undertale.
Yeah, a little bit like Undertale, but not. Sort of. Actually, yeah, it is a lot like Undertale.
It's exactly like Imagine Sans, but a frog, and it's Frogger.
It's Sans the frog. Now I'm just picturing one of the bosses being Sans from Undertale, but they're like a serpent with 3 heads, so it's like just 3 Sans like skeleton heads as the Hydra or whatever.
Speaking of Undertale, I have a video game submission.
Okay, lay it on me, brother.
This comes on Twitter. Blue Bowser stand account at Koopa Kirby. Undertale HD. Toby Fox's true AAA vision of Undertale, featuring realistic HD 4K microtransactions, DLC, weapon durability, stamina meters, celebrity voice acting, VR support, dialogue trees, and all other hallmarks of a big budget studio release.
Okay, where are you going?
We're going to turn this into an open world. We're going to fully Ubisoft this game, dude. It's Undertale. But rather than just like little levels that you run through to just like complete the game and keep the story moving forward, there's like a billion points of interest, and they're all boring as shit. But maybe they're like fun little things, right? Like
really Ghost of Tsushima-esque. Yeah.
You know how there's Sans, and then there's tall skinny Sans?
You mean his older brother?
Yeah, sure. I don't know his name. I never played Undertale. I'm going to present to you a third skeleton brother, and his name will be... Give me a skeleton name.
Zanzibar.
So we got Sans, Tall Sans, and Zanzibar.
No, it's Zanzibar.
Oh, thank you. We got Sans, Tall Sans, and Zanzibar. And Zanzibar is a skeleton that's just real wide. At least he would be. Because the one Ubisoftification level that we're going to go ahead and add into this game is that Zanzibar has put all of his bones everywhere in the world. And there will be like a 300 collectathon thing to collect all of Zanzibar's bones and bring them back to him. You don't get anything for doing it, but it's there. Haha, have fun.
I think.
What would you like to add to Undertale?
Okay, this is
Undertale HD.
This is all I know about Undertale because I've never played the game, and I understand that that's a huge mistake. I know it's a very important game.
We're such good gamers. I can't imagine anybody with better experience to do a game design podcast.
So, as far as I know, with Undertale, it is a unique game in that you can handle all of the battles either violently or passively. But to do it passively, you have to have certain items and other things to like get through, like somebody needs a flower, or
I'm putting a pin in passive and murder. Continue.
Passive and murder. What I'm saying is you don't have, if it's an open world, you can play the main story for free, like who cares? Like it's all there. We're going to make sure there's a game there. But all those side missions that are really fun, and honestly, probably you can feel like there was more work put into them. You got to buy items. You have to have items for those things. But what if those items were random rolled? What if that's our way of getting people to come back every single week? So
you want to add a Metroidvania element, but the Metroidvania tools are run through Gacha.
And you have to do either a week. You have to do maybe a weekly activity. Maybe there's some people. The one Undertale thing. I'm trying to remember the name of that woman, but it's the woman that helps you out at the beginning of Undertale.
Let's call her Mom.
Let's just call it. Oh, that's right. It's just Mom, isn't it? So
I don't know.
So Mom has a thing where a weekly activity, and if you can do that weekly activity, you get a random roll at activity. Oh, that actually sounds kind of fun if there wasn't like a bullshit element to it.
No. Because here's what it is. Mom will give you a random gotcha, and like the way that the gotcha works is it will be, because one thing that was proposed to us was weapon durability. Might I suggest to you, let's say one tool that you might need is maybe Weedy can take over parts of the maps, or Flowey, or whatever the stupid flower's name from Undertale was. And he'll just take over zones of the map. So you need to get a weed whacker so that you can get into those zones.
But you only have so many
to
uses
roll
of the
gotcha
weed whacker.
to get weed whacker, but weed whacker only has a certain amount of uses. Thank you, Blake. You're on the money.
Okay, so like there.
So
let's
you
gotcha let's think of it this
for
way.
limited time use tools so that you can continue with little parts of the game. Be it weed whackers,
let's say it this way.
Be it little bones to distract mean dogs so you can go to other parts of the map.
The world is constantly, it has like a bunch of regions, and each region is constantly shifting and changing. Like this.
Yes, AAA titles love region with like regional control and shit like that. That's all over the place.
This week, Flowey has this whole region controlled, and there's a bunch of like weeklies. So like one weekly would be to remove all of their weeds, right?
But you got to make sure you have enough weed whacker uses.
You have to make sure you
have
enough.
Pay for the gotcha.
Yes, so you have to do the weeklies to afford the ammo, let's say ammo, or the resources to handle other weeklies. And maybe, it would be really funny. The main story is like, we just steal from fucking Destiny, because I hate how some Destiny quests are fucking built, where it's like, yeah, we're getting ready for the final battle. Go kill 20 Vex before we get ready for the final battle. And I'm like, what the fuck does this matter? Why did I do that? Why do I need to do this? But we take that same thing.
We need to send a message, Guardian. Go murder the shit out of them.
But like, imagine that. But it would be like I couldn't do it with the current weapons I had. I had to go and just grind to get an engram to then do the fucking like next part of the quest. So it'll be like you're going through this is Overtale now. We're playing Overtale.
Overtale. Are you ready for the next piece of Overtale?
Yes, I'm ready for the next piece of Overtale.
So before we had the aggressive route where you went through and you murdered everybody. Then we had the passive route where you were super nice and made everybody your friends. Yes. Might I propose that we're on some Fire Emblem Fates shit, and like there's those two modes.
There's a romance mechanic.
And then there's a DLC. And the DLC is for our third true route. And that would be the passive aggressive route, wherein your character does not murder, but just says a lot of mean, nasty things to people.
Hey, dude, do you want to come over to my...
Absolutely bullies people until they lose the will to fight. Like, you're still not murdering anybody, but you definitely do hurt their feelings so wicked bad.
Hey, dude, do you want to come over to my house and watch my Overtale build? My Karen build? So there's three paths like that. I like that because then that gives you three different paths of like, or flavors of talking, right? You have the passive route, which is very like the kind route. You have the overly aggressive route, and then you have the passive aggressive where words are for chumps. But then you have your passive aggressive route, which is like a mix of the two. And
no,
I guess
it's not a mix of the two. You just talk, but you're super mean. Like, you're not going to kill Sans Undertale,
how does that affect
but you're going
gameplay?
to make Sans Undertale feel like an absolute dumbass idiot running around with his stupid slippers in the snow? Come on, dork. Walking out here in basketball shorts and slippers and a hoodie. Come on. It's the end of the world, jacknut, and you're out here in your pajamas? Go get dressed before you fight me.
How does that translate to gameplay? Because I'm imagining, because with Overtale, I mean, God, now I am saying Overtale. With Undertale, isn't it affected like how certain scenes would play out depending on what like dialogue branches you used. So how does passive aggressive
route? People stutter when they talk to you because they know that you're gonna be mean to them.
Aww. I think if you're talking passive aggressively, you need to have some sort of like dialogue tree that does affect things. So it's like any RPG, you have to like go down a certain dialogue tree to get items or get certain missions. Here's the thing. Actually, AJ, here's the thing. The passive route is to avoid fighting altogether, and you then like are working with your previous enemy to solve a problem. The aggressive
and you get lots
route
of friends,
is
and it's a really enjoyable journey.
Your aggressive route is just killing the people or killing the enemies in front of you. The passive aggressive route is to get other people to do your job for you.
Yes.
So the gameplay loop is just finding people, and maybe it could even be previous bosses. So it'll be like, hey, you went the passive aggressive route with boss number 1, and now they're just your lackey that follows you, and guess what, they're gonna be there with you for boss number 2, and you'll be like, hey chump, if you want to prove how cool you are, go fight that that second person for me. And they'll be like, okay, I don't really feel comfortable with this, but like I want your approval. So I'm gonna do this thing for you.
The real true hero, if that is what the song title suggests, would fight this person with your super cool spear and not make a little kid do it. Just prove that you're cool. Prove that you're cool.
No,
and don't
wait,
make me a little
it's
kid
all
go do
just
violence.
Kids. You're just bullying your passive.
No, the main character's a child. The main character is a child, but everyone else is a full-grown adult that feels really bad about a kid being mean to them.
So what you're pitching is that this child is just just telling these grown-ass adults to do their bidding.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Okay.
It's just a little kid that's bullying the hell out of people.
Now how does that translate into weapon management? Like, are you like Fallout style? You can pick up weapons that you can give to your companions?
Yeah, but they will also break too, right? Like you could give them the weed whacker, but it's going to break after a couple uses, and then you got to like sit down, and you won't have any control over how much your NPC allies use things, but you will have full control over, and by control I mean responsibility to refill their ammunition.
I have an idea because
this is a whole like gear maintenance system that is only going to be on the DLC of the passive aggressive route. Otherwise you're just running through the game with your own tools.
Here's the thing we do with our loot boxes. We'll call them like friendship bracelets. Basically you buy a friendship bracelet and it's a random assortment of things. It could be materials to do weeklies, but it could also just be random items that have no descriptions on them whatsoever, and you have to find out, like, most of those items have a quest tied to them. Somewhere in the world there is a quest tied to that item, and you need to figure it out. So it's like you got this little hint at a grander adventure. That way when people go out of their way to buy it, they feel like they're getting something of substance out of it, but in reality
it's just collectathon quests, right?
It's just a collectathon.
Like, oh, cool! I got another 6-pack of orange juice, and it's I wonder what that's for. This 6-pack of orange juice is tied to for its own unique quest line, and that quest line is just Tall Sans being like, "I just love the color orange. Could you bring me some more orange juice?" That's because that's the whole quest line.
Because people will be like, when they see the weed whackers, right? They'll be like, "Oh, this item will serve some sort of gameplay mechanic that'll give me just more shit to do, and then it allows me to get more weekly stuff so I can continue the cycle." It'll craft this illusion that, oh, I'm collecting all these items which seem like one of a kind, right? They're gonna be used for something. But at the end of the day, it's just a wild goose chase of, once you find Tall Sans, he's like, "Oh, I'm just collecting that. Quest complete," and then you get that's just it, and you find out he's
and like what's this is delectable, because this is striking that part of, like, again, all the things that we're cracking jokes about are things in. I want to take all the bad things that I hate about open world games, AAA games, the Ubisoftification, and turn that into this, right? This whole, like, bring the orange juice to Tall Sans. That's like just the Sugar Pops plot line from Fallout, whatever, right? Like.
I mean,
collect all the bones.
It even goes further
so you
back.
Can get
Like,
that's
nothing.
That's the Kokoro. Collect all the bones for Wide Sands so that you can get nothing. That's just the Kokoro seeds from Breath of the Wild. Like,
we make it even more complicated. Some of the items are only usable in certain routes. So be like, "Hey, I got this. I'm gonna invest all of the what's our glimmer? All my carrots like, it takes 1,000 carrots to buy this one little friendship bracelet loot box." And you find out, like, all this you might get an item that's for the passive route or for the aggressive route, but you're doing the passive aggressive route. So you could get a loot box that's just completely useless for what your run is. So like you
What are some other things that you hate from like big AAA games that we might be able to reskin and slot into Overtale?
I hate that I hate play to win elements where somebody could roll a character or roll a weapon just randomly and then they are suddenly better than everybody else on the server. So I'm trying to figure out.
Well, this is like wait. No, a single player game. I'm talking about
that's
something
what I'm
that you would hate in
getting at.
Assassin's Creed.
I'm wondering if you could do. This is what I was getting at. I'm wondering if everybody else in the world also has access to these loot boxes, where it's like every NPC gets a random roll, and then you might come across a character that has something that you want, but you have to figure out how to get it from them. So it'll be like it could complicate something. Like, guess what, AJ? This main character that you befriended has this one piece that you need to solve this other quest, but you can't convince them to give it to you. Guess what? Now you're doing a murder run. I think, like, I would hate a game if I was playing one way, but then it told me I needed to play another way to do what I initially wanted. So, like, I'm doing a passive route, but I can't complete the passive route unless I go fucking kill this guy that just got a random roll on the loot box that I've been hunting for the past month. So
okay, I think I see what you mean. What you're wanting to set up then, and again, this is not exactly the question that I asked you, but that's totally fine. We roll with the punches around here, my brother. What you want to create is, again, this has a Metroidvania-esque way to maneuver around the map to unlock zones in the map, but those doors and things that you have to open up are locked by a gotcha. The example that we were using was that Flowey can block out zones on the map, and you have to bring a weed whacker over to clear it. What you are also proposing is that randomly, those tools, be it a weed whacker, be it a shovel, be it a skeleton key, those would also be randomly dispersed to NPCs that you can find in the game. So not only would you have the option to roll in the gotcha until you got those short use items that would unlock those zones, but you could be tempted at all times knowing that Sans has a skeleton key. And if you ever get sick of the gotcha and you don't want to worry about the gotcha, you could just yank the little dude, steal his skeleton key, and move on in your merry way. But that would throw away your run. Is that what you're pitching?
Yeah, that's roughly what I'm pitching. I'm realizing this game's getting complicated, and I think it would be just easier for us to move on to some other games, because I'm realizing we're about our dumb
we're 30 minutes in.
Our dumb conversation about sweating has just completely like screwed up my timeline of recording. But I'm ready to do another game.
Yeah, we're about halfway there. We need to move to another game.
All right. This one comes to us on... Actually, it's my turn, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. This one comes to us on Twitter from the * vehicle from * film at Oh God No Send Help. Gamify the Adobe Suite. AJ, you and I were filmmakers. You know, we're visual effects artists. We're photo editors. You and I are constantly messing around with the Adobe Suite. How can we do a game... But Adobe is actually the perfect video game. And you know why? One, it's powered by corporate greed. There's always crunch time, and it constantly crashes on you when you are trying to run it. It has the makings of a great game.
You're right. This is everything that CD Projekt Red wanted, isn't it?
So I'm thinking it would be very funny to do a game like this is going to sound like a weird tangent for a second, but just stick with me, because I think there's this weird, like, world we can tap into and make a fuck ton of money from because it preys on people. When I go to conventions, specifically Anime Expo, which is about like anime, and like one of the big things there is they do panels with voice actors, and like they talk about how you can be a voice actor, how you can grow up to be, you know, a voice actor in anime or for the translations of anime. And one thing without a doubt that I always fucking see is that they have booths where it'll be like, hey, give us your audition right here and you can be casted in anime. But the trick is that it costs money to it costs you like $10 to submit your audition. And it's, I look at that and it's preying on people who are like dreamers and trying to become something. What if you did a thing where you created a game that is about game design, and the whole point is you announce it to the internet, everybody uses the Adobe Suite tools to make their sprites, to animate little cutscenes, and they submit it to you. But here's the thing, only one of those games will be turned into a real game, but everything else, AJ, is signed for us to use ourselves. So people will make their games and make full complete games for us to use, but we only have to worry about making one that somebody else profits off of. We just get, hey, say AJ, say like how many people do you think played what's Hades? Let's just say Hades because that's a good
only like
game,
three
right?
people actually. Only like 3 people played Hades.
Yeah, just you, me,
and
our buddy Brooke.
Me and our buddy Brooke. Yeah, and that's it. Those are the only 3 people that played Hades.
Okay, let's say it's a little bit more. Let's say it's a little bit more than that. Like 1,000 people play, and like say out of those 1,000 people, we only have to worry about funding that one of those games to be made, and then we have 999 other games that we can then just call our own and just develop ourselves because we own it. Basically, so what
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. Here's my concern. I think that creating a program wherein people using that program, we're signing off our intellectual property for using their program, isn't. I don't think that's a novel idea. And if I'm being entirely honest, I think that's something I've already done with Adobe, probably. There's all sorts of stuff in the EULA. I would never know. I never read it. But
that's where we get fucked. We're like, now we have 999 games to use, and then big Adobe comes in and it's like, hold it right there. And it's
Adobe maybe already owns all of the video games and podcasts that we've created because I edit in Adobe Audition.
No, they don't own our content. What are you talking about?
If you don't mind, though, I might have a different angle that we could take this in that gives us a little bit more room for creativity.
Okay, go ahead.
You know how, like, whenever you're on a website, or Amazon, actually, I don't know if Amazon's done it yet, but you go into Fred Meyer's, you pay for something, you get Fred Meyer's points.
What is Fred Meyer's?
With Fred, I'm sorry,
I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for our friends in Sweden.
Yeah.
Because I totally
so there's
know
a grocery
chain.
There's a grocery chain that goes by different names in different parts of America. Some people call it Ralph's, some people call it Fred Meyer's. Essentially, you go in, you pay for groceries there, and then you get a little bit of like points back. A lot of online stores will have it too. You pay for stuff online, you get points back. You pay your credit card on time, you get points back. The gamification, the Domino's Pizza app. You order pizza, you get pizza points back. Everything is all about the gamification of industries, right? That's not a novel idea.
Okay.
Now, what if, hear me out, what if every time you worked on something in Adobe Premiere or Adobe After Effects or Adobe Audition, anytime you worked in an Adobe thing.
No French on that. I don't know.
You got a little bit. Ooh, just one little Adobe point. Adobe buck. Adobe coin?
I'm not certain what to call it. Just call it
you
dough.
Get a little bit of a dough.
A dough.
And what we can do then is we can gamify workaholicism.
But how do you make money on that? Because it sounds like people just have the program. Oh, no, wait. No, I get what you're coming at.
Brand loyalty, motherfucker.
No. I get what you're coming at. This is the Chuck E. Cheese method. Because you're like...
This is the Chuck E. Cheese method.
Yeah, because there will be like, hey, one day I can totally get... For those that don't know, Chuck E. Cheese, it's an arcade pizza place that also has wine, apparently, where it's just you collect tickets and then you could turn those tickets into whatever prizes. And the thing that I always saw that I wanted was there was a big ass go-kart that was like 20,000 tickets. And
if you get 50 million Adobucks, you can get a go-kart.
You get, no, you get a Tesla car.
We-
Dude. We gotta be. We have
throw
classy
a point
people on our
system
Adobe.
into our Adobe cloud and start throwing those points out. Right? People. I AJ Hart one time used Bing. The search engine Bing, because there was Bing points. And if I used enough Bing points and searched enough Bing things a day, I would get Bing points that I could turn into Burger King gift cards, and I could take those Burger King gift cards and turn them into League of Legends skins.
Was that legit?
Yes.
That was
None
a
of that was
legit-
parody. That is the
What?
real thing that I
Holy
did in
fuck.
college.
Oh my god.
And if we turn the Adobe system into things where we're like, yeah, just make like 5 images a day, and we'll give you little Adobe bucks. And then with 500 Adobe bucks, we'll give you a $3 Burger King gift card. And that $3 Burger King gift card can be turned into
AJ,
whatever the hell you want.
No, we got to do this big. You can't do like the piddly shit. It's got to be big prizes. Every prize has to be that, like, quote, go-kart. So what I'm thinking is, so just to explain how profit happens on this, and this is how I'm picturing you're saying it, right? Is an Adobe subscription a month, like for my own personal stuff, is $30 a month. And every image or every render I do, and it could be there will have to be guidelines on what justifies something that's worth $1 or whatever. Actually, here's the thing. You have to render it and then submit it, and then it has to get cleared. That's how you get the $1. But here's the thing. For like, you can only do maybe X amount of renders or whatever, and you're going to need it a longer than a month. So to earn the, let's say, 100,000 $1, which equates to, $100,000 for like a Tesla car, that's our go-kart, you're going to need to be paying a subscription for, you're going to be spending more than $100,000 to get this cart. To get this car, because that's how they get you a Chuck E. Cheese.
That
it's like,
profit.
Yeah,
but here's the delectable thing, Blake. This is where I thought we would have a little bit more creativity. Let's wet our lips a little bit. How else, other than rendering images, let's go behind the curtain. Come back into how art gets made. How else could you earn a little bit of Adobe bucks? Other than of course just doing
you work
renders.
at Adobe, and then they only pay you in their currency.
Ooh, get a
they don't pay you real money.
Adobe, yeah, get a part-time job at Adobe, and we'll pay you in Adobe bucks. Certain that no game company has done something that shady yet. Come on in. Maybe. You're experimenting a little bit and using 4 audio layers. Ooh, delectable. That's an Adobe point there.
You've heard of in-game currency. This is in-house currency.
Yes. You found out. You're using the multicam editor this time around. That's one Adobe point. Good job on you for using some little
like every time you use a new tool or something like that.
Yes.
And then you also have to like have a little notification on like I'm talking like Minecraft level like achievement notifications where it's like, hey, you just punched a piece of wood. It's like the simple, like, to a lot of people, the most obvious first thing you do in Minecraft, and you always get an achievement for it. Be like, oh, hey, you just set up a timeline in Adobe Premiere. Oh, actually, no, I could go simpler. You just imported footage. You just imported footage.
Yeah.
Or hey, you started up the program. Welcome. Here's your own complimentary $1. And here's how you get them: is the $1 flow really fast at the beginning, giving the impression
just like a mobile game, just like my Domino's pizza points. They come in so fast and hard at the beginning.
Yep, making you feel like, oh man, I'm moving really fast. I could totally get this thing if I keep going at this rate, and then it just kind of slows down. But then, like, how you do it? Oh my god, AJ, Adobe. But what if it had seasonal content? Hey everybody, here's this tool that's only available for the season of the cut, and then the next season that like specific tool will be gone, and you can't get it anymore.
Seasonal Adobe tools, yeah.
Seasonal Adobe tools.
Hey, Blake.
Yeah?
I'm terrified.
What are you talking about? We're going to make so much money. This is awesome.
I hate the gamification of all things, and I hate the subscription model of all things, and it's only a matter of time before the subscription model and the gamification of things come together.
Hey, can I go on like a little 2-minute tangent on like a very real problem I've been dealing with like Spiritual Successor, like program issues. So I use certain tools when editing I don't normally edit the podcast. AJ does, and he's a fucking king for doing it. But there are some I edit a lot of our trailers and a lot of our other side like projects. So like a lot of the Let's Plays and other things. That's stuff that's my role. I have gotten to the point, AJ, where a lot of the programs I bought and that I used, I went back to their sites or actually I did trials on them, right? So I paid like a small amount of time. So I paid for a small amount of time to use it for a month. And then I was like, stop using it. And then I came back a month later and I need to use it, right? You know how programs normally work of like, hey, I want to buy this font. I want to buy this texture pack. I want to buy whatever. Turns out, AJ, programs within programs are starting to get subscription services. You know that, like, yeah, I know. Isn't that fucking wild? So there's this program, there's this Acusonus's like sound editing thing. It's like
I hope some of y'all out there are editors, because it's about to get real inside baseball for about I'm gonna give it 3 minutes.
No, 30 seconds. Don't worry, I'm not gonna sit on this too long. It's just my point is like I'm editing and I have to pay the $30 fee, and it's actually even more now because I'm not a student anymore, to have access to all of the Adobe programs. And then within that, you can also pay another subscription fee for like Adobe stock footage, Adobe audio, Adobe pictures.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. The Adobe points can be used for the other Adobe programs.
Oh my God, you're right. It can be used for hey, you have $50
currently pay for Adobe Premiere, but we know that you edit so much and you get so many little Adobe points that you could pay for your Adobe Audition subscription. And that is what you get for being so loyal to us, your brand that you already pay for.
But see,
because you're such a good little stupid idiot consumer, you've earned the right to give us more of your fucking money, dumbass.
But here's the catcher though. It's like they pitch it, or we pitch it as, yeah, you can do enough renders and do enough work to cover the cost of your monthly subscription. But here's the fucking thing, AJ, and this is what Destiny does to me, and I kind of hate it. To just get done with the seasonal content, that's all I can focus on, AJ. Guess what? To make those edits for Adobe Premiere, that's all I'm focusing on. I can't use any of my Adobe time
you will have to
do any side project.
Hours.
I just have, that's all I can do. I can't do anything. Yes. I have to fucking be in Adobe 24 hours a day to pay for it.
Incentivize workaholism so bad, Blake Rhea. Rise and grind, or you're going into debt.
Rise and grind, or you're paying the $30. And you know what's so fucked up, AJ?
No, you already pay the $30. Let's make that clear. You normally pay $30 to use Adobe Premiere. If you are not able to pay your subscription into Adobe Bucks for Adobe Audition, you already pay for Premiere. I'm sorry if I misspoke. You pay for Premiere. That is something that you all do because that's the base editing program. And we give you Audition because you earn it. But if you're not able to earn it with your currency, then you lose Audition. Hope you didn't make that part of your key work cycle, idiot. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay us more.
No. Here's the thing. Dough bucks evaporate at the end of every season. So like any dough bucks you've accumulated. So it'll be like, I gotta make enough.
So it's the new season, so I lost my ability to color correct, and I lost my ability to edit
actually,
audio.
AJ, no, wait a second. This is a tale as old as time. This is just fucking minutes from like how cell phones used to be. You got 40 minutes, but they don't roll over. Like, you just have to use up your phone minutes, or guess what? When the month turns around, you don't get those minutes. Don't get added to next month's minutes. We can't keep
connecting the dots like this. We can't keep connecting the dots like this, Blake. We come in here and we play on our little evil workshop, and we build things, and then we say, hey, wait a minute. That's been done before.
Already happening. This is already happening.
Wait a minute, someone's doing this to us.
Also, I just want to add a little more twist on this. You have to have enough to pay for it. You can't pay for some of it. It'll be like, hey, you have 29 dough bucks, but you need 30 to pay for this month's subscription. You don't have the full 30. Guess what? You get charged. You can't just put some of the dough bucks towards the total payment.
It's all or nothing.
All or nothing. So, but you just create this whole thing of like, yeah, if you work hard enough and you do hard enough, you definitely could get it. Also,
and this is similar. This is already similar to how World of Warcraft works, because World of Warcraft has like an in-game system where you can pay for the World of Warcraft subscription with in-game money, but you have to be playing the game enough to earn the in-game money to pay your subscription.
How do you limit
So this isn't unheard of. This is a thing that Adobe could do because there is precedent in the world, and I guarantee you, Blake, that somewhere in the Adobe warehouse, somebody has this scribbled down on a notepad.
How about, AJ, I want to throw one thing in here because I think one thing kind of breaks this whole thing down. What's preventing somebody from shit posting? So it's not render based, it's time based. So this is what I'm thinking. For every hour you spend in the program, you earn a dough buck. So
For
what you
every hour that your mouse is moving and that the program detects in action.
Yes. So you either have to, every like 5 seconds or so, something needs to be clicked, a thing needs to be moved, you need to like move a clip or whatever. And in Photoshop, it's a very similar thing. It's like you need to edit an image, generate a new layer, save something, render something. You need to constantly be doing something. It's like, what's it called? It keeps track of it the same way like typing things do. It's like whenever you're on a typing pad, it keeps track of how.
If you're not fast enough, Mavis Beacon appears on screen and says, "Hey, edit faster."
Also, I just want what would be very fun is all of the anime logos suddenly get anthropomorphized, and now it's just like you have.
What?
No, stick with me. The Premiere Pro logo now has an anthropomorphized anime person. So you don't like. So stay with me, because if I had an anthropomorphized version of Adobe Premiere pop up like Clippy from original Microsoft to give me some advice and cheer me on and maybe make some, I don't know, anime sounds, I would probably be more inclined to continue editing because I think it's adorable.
If Hatsune Miku was like the little icon for Adobe Audition, I would never close the program. Are you kidding me?
And then it's just basically it's a virtual YouTuber kind of thing where they're just there doing activities, commenting on like the things you're doing, and they're just like, it's like the casino thing of like anytime you do a little bit good, then a bunch of lights flash.
That's the problem with Clippy, by the way. He wasn't kissable. You know what I mean? Like we as people, we as people love anthropomorphized little helper friends, right? Like we all love Hatsune Miku. We all love that little chick from the Crunchyroll app that shows up in all the icons.
Okay, that's a good one. Also, the when we go to Anime Expo, they have anthropomorphized versions of the con logo.
We love mascots that look kissable. And Clippy's not kissable, and I think that's why he was bullied on the internet.
I don't think he was bullied. I think a lot of people actually like Clippy, dude.
I don't think that's true. And I think that for the people that do like Clippy, they like Clippy in like a way that like, yeah, go. You're on that side of the internet, and I'm going to stay on my side of the internet, and I don't need to know about what you got going on over there with your
what are you getting?
wild vor paperclip.
What are you getting at? What do you mean? Like they look at the... All right, never mind. I'm not opening that can of worms. So
I dare you to Google like fun Clippy or something like that. I'm not putting that in my search history. I just know that a weird part of the internet has him.
Honestly, I feel if Clippy came out when memes were more of a mass shareable thing, he would be beloved.
I triple dog dare you to Google kissing Clippy.
I am not, because I'm gonna get something that's gonna be like gonna put me on a list.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The people that like Clippy are on lists.
What I'm saying, you can have an anthropomorphized version of something, and it doesn't have to be kissable, AJ. Not everybody has to kiss anthropomorphized things. Sometimes it's just fun to have anthropomorphized things. AJ, I know you're deep in the fake fandom. I know you love your JPEGs, but not every JPEG needs to be kissable. Is what I'm getting at.
All right. Well, some of us are entitled to their stupid idiot brain opinions. It's fine.
Are you in this to make money, or are you here to be sensible?
I think I'm actually here to make like 12 little anime people now, actually, for Adobe Premiere and After Effects and Audition. Well, we don't have to make the one for Audition. That's just Hatsune Miku. Hey, Blake.
Yeah, you got a game for me, boyo?
Yeah, I hope so, because I think we're coming up on it, and I don't know if we have a nug yet.
I think the Adobe one's pretty up there, to be honest with you. I think
I got a submission here from Robbie Navarro on Twitter at L Brown Knight. Hey, spiritual suck, DJ Blazkowicz. That's it.
You know, this gives me flashbacks too.
No,
because I'm picturing. Okay, go ahead.
For those that maybe don't know, BJ Blazkowicz is the main character from Wolfenstein. He's a super cool Nazi shooting soft boy that becomes part robot.
He's part
but
soft.
What
yeah,
if
it's good.
BJ Blazkowicz, as in Benjamin Jamaica?
It's Billy. It's what?
I don't know what his name stands for.
I think it's Billy Joe, my guy.
Billy Joe. Yeah, he is from like Kentucky or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Is it what? Here, hold on. Blazkowicz.
Billy Joe.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just talking out of AJ. Like most of these things on this podcast, I'm talking out of my ass.
Oh, and Billy Joe's way better than Benjamin Jamaica.
Jamaica is a pretty good name, actually. Oh my God! Wait a second, AJ. We're both wrong. His name is William Joseph.
Then why does he go by BJ?
I have no idea. I think it was one of. I think it was one of those.
It was between that and WJ, I guess. So, all right, fair enough.
No.
Hold on. What did the J stand for?
Joseph.
William Joseph Blazkowicz.
I think this was at a time when like names like William or Joe or Bill, you could use other names like that.
You could just make it up.
Yeah, it was basically, it would be like some people. I don't know how to describe it, but like. There were some people that was their name, but they would be assigned other names that were kind of like, you know, basic white guy name. There's Joe, there's Bob, there's William, you know, like or Will. It's like, it's just very basic, like, and then they would just kind of use them interchangeably.
I'll lay off our good friend BJ, but that's only because his cooler brother came in, DJ Blazkowicz, which does stand for Disc Jockey Blazkowicz.
You have BJ Blazkowicz, he's like, I picked up the gun to fight Nazis. And then you have his DJ brother, he's like, I'm going to kill Nazis with music. I'm going to kill Nazis with the biggest thing that they hate, good music.
I picked up the gun for these sweet samples. Blah, 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 blah,
would DJ Blazkowicz just be fucking, what's his name from Overwatch? The guy with the DJ gun?
DJ Blazkowicz, I imagine much more as something akin to Dippy Fresh.
Dippy Fresh? What are you talking?
You don't know about Dippy Fresh from Gravity Falls? Go ahead and look up Dipper, and then look up Dippy Fresh.
Oh my God, he looks like a disaster.
So what I'm imagining is our cool guy from DJ Blazkowicz is BJ's super cooler twin brother, and it's just BJ Blazkowicz, but with a sideways hat, maybe some shutter shades. And a skateboard and some high tops. And that's DJ Blazkowicz. And I'm going to give him one hand covered in rings and another hand with a microphone in it.
Okay. I could dig it. He also has knee pads on, even when he's not skateboarding.
He's got one knee pad on, actually. But only the one. Because this is DJ Blazkowicz, and he's not quite as safe as normal Blazkowicz, who would put on knee pads if he was to ever touch a skateboard. We know this about BJ.
I don't think he's coordinated enough for a skateboard, and that is like the funniest, most adorable thing. It's just a picture of this old dude.
He is capable of killing Nazis. He is not capable of skateboarding. He can shoot a Nazi from 50 yards away, from 100 miles away, from 3 million miles away.
Cannot
BJ Blazkowicz could do it.
Worth a shit.
Cannot kickflip. Would not dare try.
Okay, so what is the game? Is it just basically, are you what's that one game? Are you just doing Jet Set Radio, but it's just DJ Blazkowicz on a skateboard just kick flipping to crack Nazi skulls? Is that the vibe? Actually, that sounds pretty
we could go. We could go with like a Jet Set Radio 3D platforming game where you just run around and crack Nazi skulls and do a little bit of like a collectathon objective based game. We could go with like a DJ Hero style game. Hear me out. You know that game? What was the game that you play? Pistol Whip?
Yeah, Pistol Whip. Oh.
What if we just take Pistol Whip, a rhythm-based shooting game, and just retexture that into the Wolfenstein
Wait,
world.
hold on, AJ. You're onto something really cool here. So, okay, so this is a VR game. You
Uh-huh.
are, picture this, you are in a concert hall, and in front of you is your DJ like cabinet and your table. I don't know what the slang word for it is, but you have your discs in front of you. Basic and a bunch of Nazis. It's a rail shooter, but the Nazis with their guns are coming and running at you, and you need to DJ to the rhythm to fire in their general direction. So like
And you have a companion character, and that's teaching you the ropes and showing you how to do all of this, and that's DJ Blazkowicz.
Uh-huh. Oh my god. No, I think you're DJ Blazkowicz. Like, this is his rise to fame.
I can't
like,
create DJ Blazkowicz and like the mental image that we have of DJ Blazkowicz. So you know that he's the coolest person we've made on this show, right?
I like to think our two I forget the name of them, but we made like two like strongmen dudes that were just like raising their son together, and I thought those two were actually very fun.
I'm going to be honest, I have no idea who you're talking about.
I know, we've done quite a few of these so far, haven't we?
Anyway, I think DJ Blazkowicz is the coolest character we've ever made on this show, and I refuse to make this creation and then have our character take the vessel, because our players
AJ,
would never
literally your opening
be able to look at DJ Blazkowicz.
No, AJ, your opening thing was, you know who DJ Blazkowicz is? This existing character of Dippy. Dippy, what's his name? Dippy Fresh.
Dippy Fresh.
Your thing is like, yeah, we've created the coolest character ever, but they're a carbon copy of this other character. We can't claim that it's the coolest character.
Blake Rhea. That is how tropes work, and you know it. Come on.
Okay, but mix it the fuck up. Like you just described Dippy Fresh's outfit.
It's Dippy Fresh and DJ Blazkowicz. Or BJ Blazkowicz. Sorry, BJ Blazkowicz and Dippy Fresh. Boom,
but
clap again.
Okay,
and he's new.
How? I don't think
in the same way that like Gogeta's a new character, dude.
What? Who?
Gogeta from Dragon Ball Z, the
Vegeta?
fusion of Goku and Goku and
Oh, that's right. It is.
Vegeta.
It's not. It's not.
The same way the Steven Universe fusions are different characters. Blake.
Okay, okay. What is it? Stevina? No. Yeah. Yes?
Any of them.
Yeah.
You might be thinking of Stevenie.
Yeah, you're
Stevani?
right. Stevani? God, I feel bad because that's like a really good character.
Ruby is different than Amethyst and or not Ruby.
You're right. But
Garnet
you can't just say it's
Amethyst.
this person with this person. We have to like come up with substance. All we have is it's them, but they kill Nazis. I don't know if that doesn't make them different.
You need them to be multidimensional? They like to kill Nazis and make music.
I'll do you one better. They like making music about killing Nazis. There you go.
So it's a railway rhythm-based shooter where you do have to you have to like fire the gun on rhythm, otherwise DJ Blazkowicz says, "Oh man."
No. You have to scratch the discs and put your hand in specific positions on the disc for your gun to fire. Like here's the thing, because oh my god, actually, because you've played Wolfenstein 1. Remember the prison scene where you get on that just mech and you're controlling it?
Yeah.
DJ Blazkowicz has hacked one of those, and instead of having a control board with like a handle and an arrow key, he just integrated his DJ board into that mech. So basically, he operates this flamethrower, gun-toting, claw-smashing mech, but with his DJ board. That's the thing. So you're walking along a set path, and you have to attack Nazis, but to the rhythm of whatever jam you're ripping.
So does this play like Guitar Hero then? Or not Guitar Hero, DJ Hero?
It plays a lot like DJ Hero, but in VR. So you have to look around you. You have to look at your surroundings. It's like, as the game goes forward, because this actually works really well, because like VR, in my opinion, I think it works really strongly when you have like a set boundary. Like Super Hot VR does a cool thing where it just teleports you to a new zone, and you have to look at your whole environment in that 360 zone. but so you don't have to go walking too far, and it's a really good way of avoiding motion sickness. If you are confined to the platform of the mech, you could just start adding shit as the game goes on. So it'd be like, hey, you start the game with this really cool like turntable, but then now you have a soundboard to your right, and then you have a sweet fucking percussion system to your left, and then you have another system to your behind you. So you are constantly like, you have to look around you.
You're getting new things to start sampling and adding to for your cool mech that is piloted by the power of music and friendship, because DJ Blazkowicz is right there with you the whole time.
I think you are DJ Blazkowicz going to save their brother, BJ Blazkowicz.
That sucks, because then we have to look at BJ Blazkowicz knowing that we are the cooler one to look at. I'll tell you, okay, I'll give you this. The only way that I will let us play as DJ Blazkowicz is if this entire cockpit is riddled with mirrors. I want the player to see our incredible boy.
Okay, so it'll be like...
He has cool sunglasses. He has a sideways hat. He has one knee pad. High tops. Blake, I can't let this character exist in the first person. He's too beautiful to not look at.
No, AJ, the idea of this guy being... Okay, so if we're looking at them as a character, they are the opposite of BJ, but they're still a good person. BJ is very selfless, a little bit dim-witted, and just soft boy, and very much for their friends and family. DJ Blazkowicz has vanity up the fucking wazoo, and the idea of them just coding their own mech with mirrors to look at themselves while they do cool things, it just is such a good character thing to me, because it just fits VR wise. It'll be like, hey man, I'm gonna like, look at me just tearing this shred up, and he's like just talking to himself, like he just...
DJ Blazkowicz fires up the game and he says, good morning, I love 3 things: music, killing Nazis, and me.
And my smile. Those are the 3 things I can't live without. And he just like poses at the mirror, and you could be doing, it'd be so funny too, because this is like a railway shooter, so it's very much point.
If you striking a pose is a thing that you have to do in the game.
Yes,
it'll be like,
strike a pose.
It'll be
in
like
the middle.
Beat.
Yeah.
It'll be like beat woo woo pose. Beat woo woo pose.
Yeah, and you just, if you pose at the mirror, and then you could see, like, it'll give you like a letter rating and then a points with it. You could do like a finger guns. You could do like a sweet, like, cross the chest. You could do a dab. And you would actually get points. But it's complicated, because if the moment you look away, that's a time you're not record scratching. So that could be, one, you get attacked, your mech might get some damage, or you miss a rhythm beat or whatever, and you don't get to do a new scratch solo or something like that.
Hey Blake,
this is dumb. Are we ready for our nug?
We need to pick a nug, and which one do we think it is?
I think it's either DJ Blazkowicz or our Adobe game.
I think it's DJ Blazkowicz.
You want to go with DJ Blazkowicz?
Because the problem with gamifying Adobe makes me uncomfortable, because it feels like doing Adobe's work for them. You know what I mean?
AJ,
like, I feel like I'm doing the dirty work of a company.
But is that a disservice to our brand? We make cool games that should not be made, AJ.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hey, Blake, do you want to create the artwork for DJ Blazkowicz, or do you want to create the artwork for Adobe?
You son of a bitch, I'm in. You know the fastest way to convince me of something. You're right. I do want to do the art for DJ Blazkowicz. All right, but before we go to the nug, we do have one quick thing to share with you all.
That's right. We have important news. Coming up Saturday, Blake and I are doing something super duper cool. We are super duper close to hitting our next Patreon benchmark. And once we hit that Patreon benchmark, we're going to be able to open up a store online to sell merch. And that is such an exciting concept to us. And that's something that we're able to do with a super low Patreon goal, because every dollar that we get through our Patreon is always turned back around into our show, which we have a lot of fun doing.
All right, but enough about the businessy shit. This is what we're doing. We're doing a one chunk building contest challenge on our own private Spiritual Successor server. And the way you do that is you just come up, join up on our Patreon, and then we're going to put up the server code this Saturday. You can come in, just join the voice chat on the Discord if you like, and we're all going to build together and hang out. But it gets even cooler. The judges of this contest are going to be our 3 previous guests from the show. So we're going to have Jupiter from Hell, Giuseppe, and El Rey.
And we're super excited to have the 3 of them come on and help us out with this project. And
the 3 best winners are going to be given prototype Spiritual Successor shirts. These are going to be unique in that they are marked with like cool little prototype tags, and they are going to be the only 3 that exist in the world. So come check us out. We're going to have a link in the comments, or you can check us out on our Twitter or Reddit. We're going to have links there. If you also... I just also want to clarify, you don't need to be on the voice chat to participate. If you just want to come in and build your own thing in your own private space, just for the chance to win a shirt and just share some of your building skill, that's okay too. We understand that some people like playing Minecraft and don't want to have like 30 other people. Actually, it might not even... Low-key, our Patreon's really small still.
yeah,
It'll be, you don't want to
it'll be people. There'll be some people there.
Yeah, there'll be like, hopefully like 15 to 20 people.
But if you don't like them, if you don't like people, you don't like people, that's fine. You can just come on, hop on, build your own thing. We're going to be doing this whole competition on Saturday, the 2nd of the new year. This is how we're going to go ahead and kick off this new year. It's going to be a hell of a lot of fun, and we hope that we see you there.
Oh, we're really close. We're about $13 away from launching a merch store. So if you're feeling generous,
Jesus, is it that close?
Yeah, we're that close, dude. Like we've had our Patreon for like a year and a half, and we've gotten pretty far with it. And we thought it'd be nice. Merch would be a really cool way to kick off the new year, admittedly, because I know I want a Spiritual Successor a sweatshirt.
Sweater would be so nice.
A sweater would be
especially
good.
Now that I'm up here in the Great Northwest. It's so cold up here.
All right. Enough pitching. Let us talk about the Nug. So our game is DJ Blazkowicz. We should figure out some bosses for this.
Yeah, let's look at some bosses. These bosses are, of course, also coming off of our Patreon Discord.
Oh my god. So one of our Patreon supporters, Aiden, submitted Jimmy the Raven, and it's a big kind of... It's a little nod to there was this raven that basically featured in like 1,000 films from the 1930s to the 1950s, and the idea, and that's wholesome, but the idea of a giant, like one of the bosses being a giant mechanized raven would be the coolest fucking thing, because actually maybe that's the lead, that's like the final boss, is because what better ending of a game that it's Battle of the Bands. So you have your mech, which is like, I don't know, let's say it's just, we can decide, it's like a Gundam style thing. So it's like a giant soldier. But the final boss is going to be another DJ riding on a mechanized crow. Because then you can then have an aerial battle where the freaking crow lifts our dude up and they're plummeting to Earth, but they're still both ripping on their, as they're plummeting to Earth, they are still both doing their music and like scratching.
Oh, that'd be pretty dope, yeah.
And it's just the coolest fucking thing. Like this, like flames are like licking up the sides of the mech as it's plummeting and gaining heat, and it's just this kick-ass like final like band battle. I don't know why playing music is going to save them from that fall, but whatever, we don't need to figure it out. It's about a game being DJs with mechs, and I think that's very fun.
Speaking of being a DJ with mech, you know what else is definitely like a very daunting thing for a musician to face?
What, Jay?
Their first venue, right? Like their first major venue. We had a buddy of ours, your dear brother. He got to do a whole music show at the Whiskey A Go Go, one of the most wild spots in downtown LA to get of like the actual venue spot. He opened up for Agent Orange. It was a buck wild night.
I had a dude jump off me on that night. I think I've told that story on the show, right?
Maybe.
I was in a mosh pit and a dude climbed up my back and then jumped off of me. He put his feet on my shoulders and jumped off the crowd. Very fun. Are you saying we need to capture that energy?
I'm saying that the nervousness that Trevor had that night when he knew that he was going in to play at the Whiskey A Go Go must have been very daunting, and I can only imagine what it must have been like to meet the owner of the Whiskey A Go Go to, I don't know, secure that. This brings me to this boss fight from our Patreon Discord. Deku Scrub suggests Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
Yeah.
Can I just say? I just want you to imagine the luxury that we can have as DJ Blazkowicz says, "All right, we're about to tear the roof off this place.
No, AJ,
and I don't mean that as a figure of speech. And then you're just in there rocking out with your cool robot, playing music in a big studio, in a big stadium even, just ripping through music, and Doug Dimmadone's like, hey, please stop destroying my property.
AJ,
and so you just keep doing it.
I'm gonna put a visual in your head that you're not gonna be able to unsee.
Okay, hit me.
This is a little bit spoilery for Wolfenstein 2. It's been out for a while, but you meet BJ's dad. AJ, do not tell me that BJ's dad and Doug Dimmadome don't look the fucking same.
They're the same guy.
They're the same guy. You have to go convince your dad to let yourself play, but then oh no, that's a sign. That's basically
Hear me
saying Doug Dimmadome is a Nazi.
We're going to do a little bit of retconning. We're going to do a little bit of retconning. And that one retconning is, one, we're going to make sure that Doug Dimmadome and BJ Blazkowicz's dad is in fact the exact same person. And number two, BJ didn't kill his dad. His dad lived and became part Dimmadome.
He lost his memory and became Doug Dimmadome.
But he's still 100% evil. But don't worry, DJ Blazkowicz is here now, and he's going to show him what for. With the power of his cool electronic music.
This is so bad. This is so bad. Well, I mean, to be fair, Doug Dimmadome was a pretty fucking evil person in the show.
Yeah.
He was like
Doug Dimmadome is
garbage.
Doug Dimmadome is the who's the guy that owns Amazon?
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. Doug Dimmadome is the Jeff Bezos of the fairy world, and we all know this.
Oh my god.
I'm not saying anything super brave by saying this. We all know it's true.
You're right. He was a bad dude. All right. This podcast has gone on for too long, bro. We should close it.
All right, let's close this podcast. Let's
and,
go to
and the
notes.
game's called DJ Blazkowicz, right?
Wait, Wolfenstein. Because we can do a tagline here, right? Wolfenstein: A New Order. Wolfenstein:
Wolfenstein Radio.
What was the second one? There was A New Order.
There's Wolfenstein:
2,
The
Shadow
New
of the
Colossus.
Colossus.
Wolfenstein: Old Blood.
It's not called The New
Wolfenstein-
Colossus, is it?
Yeah, Wolfenstein: The New Colossus. That's the second one.
And the first one was New Order?
Mm-hmm. And the second one, then there was Young Blood. Then there was Old Blood. Yeah.
DJ Hero: The New Beat. The New Rhythm?
The new rhythm. Ooh, the new rhythm's pretty good. Here's the thing:
2.
New Order is like a band, so we could just take a band from the 1980s. Oh my God, AJ! Wolfenstein: Fatboy Slim.
Wolfenstein 2: The New Fatboy Slim.
Wolfenstein 2.
The naming convention is there. We have to use the new something. I don't make the rules. I just follow them.
Well, it could be the new or the old. Like, to be fair, because there was. It's Wolfenstein: The New Blood, the New Colossus, or the New Order, or the Old Blood, or the Young Blood.
Wolfenstein 2: The New Tune.
Wolfentoon,
Wolfentoon, as some would call it. We'll call it Wolfenstein: The New Tune, but Wolfentoon would definitely be what it is colloquially known as.
I think Wolfenstein: The New Rhythm is the strongest that we have discussed. But also, I think DJ Blazkowicz kind of hits it on the head better.
We could just call it DJ Blazkowicz then. Like fuck the Wolfenstein IP. It's DJ's brand now.
Yeah, they're not going up against the Wolf. Actually, they are going up against the Wolfenstein.
Might I suggest you this? What if Wolfenstein is the subtitle? Big text, DJ Blazkowicz. Small text, Wolfenstein. Wait, better. Big text, DJ Blazkowicz. Small text, the new Wolfenstein.
DJ Blazkowicz, the new Wolfenstein. All right, that's it. Cut it, print it. Fuck yeah.
Let's go to patch notes.
This is so dumb.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Patch Notes. Blake, do you have anything you want to talk about today?
I do. I just want to give another reminder that we're doing the contest this coming... God, man, I'm just burpy. I'm so burpy. We're doing the contest on January 2nd. God, this is the 5th time I've tried this take. Shit.
But you got it that time. You got the one piece of information that was necessary, and that was
got it,
Saturday, January 2nd. Saturday,
Yeah.
January 2nd, we are going to be doing what no podcast has done before, and that is, of course, play Minecraft. No one's done it before us. It's the most original idea I think Blake and I have ever come up with. And that's saying something, because we just made DJ Blazkowicz.
And that's coming from a podcast that doesn't have original ideas.
No such thing as an original idea.
All right, guys.
So if you want to come check that out, come join us on Patreon, and we'll have a little bit more rules and explanations as to how that's going to work out there. As always, our intro and outro music is Cheap Shot by Anna Monoguchi, an excellent song from an excellent game for an excellent band. I've been your host, AJ Hart.
And I have been your other host, Blake Rea.
This has been Spiritual Successor, and these are cool games
that should not be made.